Hello, this is Follow Everton. If you haven't been watching along with us for the last couple hours, this is Aussie Chris. This is Yan the Positive, Yandalf the Blue. And you know what? We got there. We looked excellent for a lot of that match, and our legs ran out, and we
Yes.
held. We
We,
just held. We won
are you
3-2. We
talking?
got a result at Molineux.
Sorry? Are you talking about Everton or us? It was a long
Both.
slog. We were getting tired by the end. We thought it would get the better of us.
We needed more caffeine. We ran out of
Yeah, we
ideas
were desperate.
verbally
We were desperate
on
for
the
fresh
pitch.
legs. But the support,
We needed Chad as a substitute.
Yeah, but honestly, those fans, they really got us through. And straight, even with injury time, right at the end, we were hanging on and just so desperate just to get in. And we're just tired legs. But really, just the support and the motivation, and hell, even some of the criticism sometimes, it just drives us to push on. And
I heard Spirit of the Blues, and it just kept me going. Da 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 da. Yeah. So, all jokes
how have you
aside,
been in the 10 minutes?
Everton have got their third win in about a week, plus or minus a day. We won at Brighton. We beat Mansfield. Oh, sorry, we won at home against Brighton. We won against Mansfield, and we went away to Wolves. They haven't been on all cylinders. Strand Larson was out today, but we got the result. We scored early with Beto.
We won last week and we won today. We won at home and we won away. Moisey's army. Anyway, never mind.
All right. So if I seem to get distracted, I'm reading through the comments as well. So I don't think Hawken was there with the watch along, so we'll add him in. 6 points in August and 1 cup win. Who would have believed that a couple months ago? You know what that sounds like? An Everton, we haven't seen that frequently, especially to start a season for a little while now. So yes, we had a poor start against Leeds, but look at that. We have 3 wins on the trot. It's refreshing, isn't it?
It was like a false flag operation to draft in to really get the board panicking, to go, yeah, okay, we'll loosen the purse strings, fine, we'll up the offer to 42 million, we'll get Dibley, okay, we'll pay the wages,
and then we won't even start him.
Yeah, but it worked. Yep. The Moyes master plan. I have faith.
All right. So what I might do, Yan, is go through some of the high-level events of the match, the goals, and we'll go from there. You're doing the whole pew-pew. All right. So let me share screen, and I will show using FOTMob, which I use sometimes instead of SofaScore, but another really good source for statistics. So if we find this guy. So the first key moment of the match came through Beto. So that goal, if you hadn't watched it, was a really slow build-up play from Everton. We held possession in their final third for what seemed like a minute or two, and didn't give the ball away sloppily. It was Mikolenko in this case was playing rather central. I think it was all built up from a corner. And he was playing, he was kind of floating on the right-hand side, right on the edge of the 18-yard box. He received it, I think, from Idrissa Gana Gueye. He crosses to the back post, and Jack Grealish presented and was won the header on the back post and just kept it onside. And he did a cut back to Beto, and him and Michael Keane were kind of competing to win the header, and Beto got there first. And Jack Grealish got his third assist at this point of the season already. So a huge start for Everton. I think we held possession pretty well by this point. We had a lot of fresh legs.
We did do well. We didn't look like we were going to. When we got that goal, I thought, oh, we're going to push on and we're going to do some more. And yeah, we did, because although we conceded, and yeah, we can talk about the nature of the goals, we kept pushing on. And of course, there's nail biting time. And I don't know whether that's just because, we don't have a history. We don't have the learned history of the resilience to come back and to not throw games away or to hold on to a lead and all these things, fans, players alike, the tactics. But we showed determination. And I suppose we only faded Anyway, we won't get ahead of myself. But yeah, so we went on. Absolutely. I don't mean to hijack it, but it's been so positive.
Because as you're going along, I was adding some comments. So at this point, Everton seemed relatively in control. Wolves were giving, when they were coming forward, we were comfortably intercepting through the middle. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, that yellow card came from a sloppy touch from him, and he took down, I think it was the inside left forward for Wolves to give away a yellow card, but nothing came of it. And a little, really soon after that, and kind of coming to Cash's point here about Everton being a little bit too nonchalant, what ended up happening is down Wolves' right-hand side, I think Mikalenko was relatively advanced at this point. There was a foot race down the right side for Wolves, where
he just
Mike pulled out of position to get there, and they got, and basically first was it Bellegarde was the one running on it. Do you remember who it
Munetsi
was
running on the right?
Okay, so Munetsi got there. He almost the first time, I guess not across like a through ball, a diagonal. So he beat King.
I don't know. It was
Munetsi
like an early
basically
cross.
releases it.
It would be a
But it
right
wasn't
bumper button and a square in FIFA, I think.
Okay, yeah.
You keep asking me this. No, I'm not Sagittarius. Has someone asked me this the other week? Why? No, I'm not.
Yeah, well, it's L1 and triangle, I think, is the one. The low through ball with a bit of weight. And
Okay.
and it beat Tarkovsky. It seemed like he was not expecting the early pass and wasn't positioned. And it got Wang Hee-chan. And he did an excellent slot home, and Tarkovsky was furious at Everton being out of position. And then we had a little period there where it was pretty even. And then Illiman and Jai's goal. Do you want to go through how Dewsbury Hall set up and Jai?
Was that where it was pinging around on the left? And I can't recall. And then I can't recall that. There was a lot of I don't know. I had to look at the highlight things. No, again, I have trouble with that one.
I'm struggling on it as well, and I'm not sure why. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall was heavily involved in a lot of the goals here, or a lot of the play today. Scored our third, but set up and Jai, who was playing on the right. I think he cut it. I think he came really late on the back post. I forgot exactly how it was set up. It's been, for some reason, I'm blurring on exactly how he timed it, but I think he came in late at the back post and slotted it. And at this point, it was 33 minutes. Everton looked pretty comfortable. I'll see if I can find us. See if I can get the update. No, okay. Sorry, I was trying to do a bit of too many screen shares, and that was not going to help us. But we got to halftime, and Everton were looking pretty good. I think possession-wise, at this stage of the match, Everton were. It was 52% possession for Wolves, 48% Everton. We had a 1.5 XG compared to their 0.6. We had 3 big chances. They had 1. It was looking pretty comfortable. And the Jack Grealish goal that came at set up for Dewsbury Hall at 55 minutes. Do you want to go into that one? Because that one I definitely remember if you don't.
Sorry, which one?
Our third goal.
Yeah, Jack Grealish wiggled through sort of on the left in the channel, didn't he? And he passed it forward to Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, who'd run through. And did he welly it with the outside of his foot, and it went into the top left-hand corner of the goal, beat the keeper.
Yeah, thereabouts. So basically, Grealish was involved in the build-up, and I think there was Dewsbury Hall came in on the inside, right through the middle, and Grealish with his right foot kind of chips over a little chip over the foot of the Wolves defender. Dewsbury Hall was running in with pace, and I think he does it. I don't know if it's outside of the boot or not, but slots basically a postage stamp strike on the top left corner.
I'm happy.
And then things start, and this is where the game changed. So now we look at all the substitutions that come in.
Yeah.
And this is where things got interesting and where I think we need to talk about the Everton setup. So all of a sudden,
it took them making 3 or 4 substitutions to really affect the nature of the game. Even beating it, and then and we didn't necessarily. Basically, if those substitutions maybe were the right tactical ones, which they were because they changed our control of the game, if they'd have been made sooner or the players wouldn't have hung on, I don't think we'd have had the tactical resources, the strength on the bench to have made the most of it.
Yeah. So at this point, they had 3 subs come on. So they had Bellegarde, Gomez, and Wolf for Bueno, Arias, Andre, and Chachua. I cannot pronounce his name to save myself. I'm sorry there. So they had a lot of fresh legs at this point. And then we have a period here and we have Chad about to kick in. So whenever you're ready, feel free to jump in, okay?
Hello.
Hello, Chad.
3 points. 3 points.
Yes.
That's good. I don't keep you know what? They probably should have been given a pen. And yeah, but I don't care. 3 points. I'll take it. 3 points on the road is beautiful every day. Hey, real quick, Mikolenko, Tarkovsky, absolute shit. I'm sorry, Ryan. I just cursed. But beautiful. Everyone else. I mean, how we have attacking play, fellas.
I know.
We have people that
we are Everton. We don't score goals
into the net.
Even the one that gets all the flack. Poor Beto can score now. Amazing.
I was just about to say that when there's joined up football, we tackle, we press, we cut, we intercept, we win the ball, we pass, we retain possession, and we convert that possession into chances and opportunities and pressure, and
it's incredible.
And it's all through Jack. Jack.
Incredible. It could have been 7. I mean, if you think of how many times if Ghana Gay would shoot, or if we could find and die on the right when he has space, you could have we could have had 7 or 8 today. I mean, I think Wolves are pretty god awful, but that was wonderful. Wonderful to see actual attacking play.
I think people might be drinking in watching the stream today because we're getting some very unusual questions. Chad, what's your favorite burrowing animal? Mine's the rabbit. Okay, Flash.
Well, he likes Burger King a lot. That's usually his go-to. Then for me, it's Hungry Jack's because of copyright in Australia. So,
but So, what did you think was the most remarkable thing about that game?
Jack Grealish. It just he might be the best football I've ever seen play for Everton Football Club. I mean that I've ever seen.
Tim Cahill would be challenged here.
Oh my God! Just the quality, the pass. I don't know. No, I don't know if people will notice it. It just seemed ho hum in the moment. But the pass to Dewsbury Hall before he stepped into it.
His little 9
out of 10 other players would have put it on the floor. Grealish puts air under it, falls perfectly into Dewsbury Hall, and of course that's a wonder strike. But it's just little moments. He's just spectacular.
His assist, that was on his weaker foot. Remember that. The outside of his weaker foot chipped over and curled on the outside of his weaker foot to set that up. Like, what?
Yeah, it's not a normal thing. And then the ball he played to Dewsbury Hall, that Dewsbury Hall crossed over to Ndiaye. That was wonderful as well. There's a certain level of, I wouldn't even say it's like confidence, but it's like giddiness, beauty. Like the ball comes to him and you just get up on your seat a little bit. You're like, okay, here we go. I watch it with my sons and I'm like, and they're on their phone the whole time. And I'm like, no, pay attention now. Because like the ball has found its way to Grealish. And then you're like, no, look up, get your eyes out of your phone. And it's so fun. It just, I can't, that's all we want, right? We just want to enjoy ourselves when we're watching Everton. And
it's so much more tolerable. Look, the odds are oh God, I sound like Game of Thrones, but the odds are infinitely more in your favor when when you play the kind of football that because those things go hand in hand, the deception, the beauty, the feint, the confidence, the attacking, the hard working, the commitment, the pressing down, it all adds up to those fine margins that make a game enjoyable. And when you have more enjoyable games, you win. And when you win more, even when you lose, they're more tolerable because we're going to get back to winning ways. And that's the Everton that I remember, because it was about, okay, we draw a line, we go again. And I know people are talking about conceding those goals, and what Gavin certainly obviously got a couple of people here. Scouser in a wheelchair. Guys, you was playing Wolves. Exactly. Man United were playing Grimsby. Man United were playing Burnley. We've got to play every team. The fact is, historically, sometimes we've come away from Molineux without points, and we've got all three today. Happy days.
Yep. And there is something to think about here, that if Wolves are struggling, yes, we went away and got the result, but if we play better opposition, our defense today was caught out and we would be giving away more than 2. We were lucky that they didn't convert that chance that, I forget who struck it. Pickford saved. It went loose and they just missed. It could easily have been 3-3 and we'd be having a different conversation.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So there was a lot. We're screaming for Branthwaite coming back. If we're playing a high line, we got caught out a lot from relatively pacey fullbacks. Inside forwards, and their wingbacks, and at times we really struggled with it. Michael Keane. We talked about the goal. Michael Keane got pulled out of position. Mikolenko wasn't there to cover, and we struggled. I think we need to figure out how we can handle overloads in wide positions, because I think we were struggling with that today.
But then again,
it wasn't the same as Leeds with Nanto, but
yeah, for as good as we were in an attacking sense, I thought, defensively we were fairly poor. Garner did well. I thought Garner did well. Gay was fine, but it was the back four for Michael Keane to be the best of the back four today. I think speaks a lot.
O'Brien had a bit of a rough one. And Branthwaite with his pace makes a huge difference, because guess what? Usually if Branthwaite's in there, he can cover for the slower center half when we play a high line. The problem is now who's faster between Keane and Tarkowski. It's a scary thing to consider because neither of them have it on leg speed.
Absolutely. And it's an effort thing. The first goal was just a result of Tarkowski not getting back. Just plain and simple. And then Mikolenko, I don't know what he was thinking on the second one. I don't know if he was thinking Pickford was going to come out. It seemed like he actually moved his body out of the way to try to get his left foot on it, rather than just be an obstacle.
Just clearing with the weak foot.
Just clear with your weak foot.
TJ Mids, just talked about this that we kind of touched on there. O'Brien has been good. The whole point is the back four have been slow, and his stature, his size, he's not got the speed. And Mikolenko, if we're playing attacking football with Grealish and Kieran Dewsbury-Hall and Ilman and Dyer, we're pushing forward because we want to score goals, and we're encouraging him to go forward. He's not Leighton Baines. And with those other slow players, and it's not that we've got rapid cover and we don't have fully experienced players with the fluidity to pick up those peripheral roles outside. So no wonder we have been caught out, because we don't have full fitness. Because I think long term, maybe it's me, but you'd want to see O'Brien and Branthwaite be the two centre back choices long term, wouldn't you?
Yes, I think, but Tarkowski has been such a staple, and on a match like this though, if you don't have if you want long term, as you're saying, you want O'Brien and Branthwaite, but Tarkowski still does just enough that he keeps his spot. But at some point, we need to transition him out. But unless you have a right back, O'Brien's staying in the squad at right back, and Tarky's staying central, isn't he?
Probably. Well, I think I was most disappointed. O'Brien is sound for the most part. I thought he was really poor on the ball today. Lots of giveaways. Didn't seem as as confident in his touch as he usually appears. That's the one thing that makes Jake O'Brien stand out to me, is that he actually does seem like technically astute compared to other center halves. But
he makes some very good sliding tackles, and he has some awareness of knowing exactly when to time it and to get it perfect. Yeah, and for someone his age, that's quite a skill.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's out of position right now, so I guess we have to give him some level of slack. But I would love to see us get a right back in if possible. We need to get some cover at the 6. There's still some work to be done on this team, but there is an awful lot to like right now.
Yeah, and we're talking about defensive frailties. That's the only positive that Everton has. So, look, having Grealish, having Dewsbury Hall, having Njai, just the 3 of them having interplay, and then allowing James Garner to basically sit a bit deeper and have passing options to go forward with instead of feeling isolated. We're seeing just positive football again. It's really nice after what's felt like just rare spurts of hoping that we're like a Premier League football side that can score. That first goal we held in their front third for what felt like at least 3 minutes, just like boxing them in and holding possession. It's just rare now, and it's like, oh, this is what winning football is meant to feel like. Yeah, Wolves aren't doing great, but look, you have to. A lot of teams we can't break down, and we're finding ways, and a lot of that has to be Jack Grealish. Absolutely, it's him.
That first goal was really lovely. There were several moments of quality there. I think the corner that came in was quite good, and then Agana Gay had a cross into the box that was quite good, and then it eventually kind of pinged around. But we're just really clinical. When was the last time we said Everton were clinical in the final third? It's been an awful while.
And a good cross from Michalenko. What about that?
The only clinical thing I can think of that relates to Everton is my desire to consider going to an assisted suicide clinic. That's about it. Over the last couple of years.
All right. We've turned it around.
But you're meant to be positive, Jan. That's what your icon is telling you.
I am now, only because I've walked through the fire and misery. I mean, plenty of Evertonians say they have, but I mean, if it gets any worse, then man just was not made to endure this level of suffering.
Your attitude is a results-based business.
So who's our? Did you do man of the match? What's your shouts for man of the match?
I mean, it's Jack, but Dewsbury Hall is a second.
Yeah, I think that's right. I would love to see what the comments say. So, yeah, let me see those
comments in, folks.
Get them in. Like and subscribe. Yeah, I would love to see. I would love to see what people think. There was a lot to like. I thought Ganagay was pretty good. Besides his unwillingness to pull the trigger on a shot, James Garner was really the workhorse today. He broke up several bits of attacking play from Wolves. He was quite good. Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
he's growing into the team, like the first team as well. James Garner. It took him a bit of a while. There you go.
Yeah, that works for me. I'm also just really happy that Beto got on the score sheet because you're getting a lot of flack for him, and it's just the second our strikers aren't scoring, it's attack Barry, attack Beto, and giving either of them an opportunity to score, it's just a relief for them to get back on the score sheet. And I'm really happy that it's not just midfielders and scoring, and all of a sudden it's pressure on both of them. So Beto getting onto the score sheet for the season is great. And yes, he scored against Mansfield, but Premier League is another level.
You could see Barry potentially getting frustrated, though, right? And Harrison Armstrong didn't play him. When was that? That was Mansfield in the first half, right?
Yep.
And then today, Ndiaye with a poor ball probably should have been a goal there as well. Yeah, we've got to get Barry on the score sheet. I think he seems like one that could be a little bit temperamental, perhaps.
Hello, Ryan.
He's very.
We're gonna win the league. We're gonna win the league. Now you're gonna believe us. Now you're gonna believe us. Now we're gonna win the league. Oh, hello. Look
Hello.
at you three all dressed for the occasion, and me. Look, I've just come out of the corporate box at Wolverhampton Wanderers Stadium, obviously. That's why I'm dressed like this.
You can't wear anything bluer, can you?
Yeah, we're all the blue boys. Get in!
Hang on a second. What were you doing there?
Oh, mate! I'm definitely not at a wedding working. I was at Wolves in the box.
I see. That's why he's got a saxophone on his suit.
I realised that. Yeah, that looked a bit
Ryan
stupid.
with the VIP lifestyle.
Isn't it so nice to win 3 games in a week? No, I must admit, though, I did think at the end of the game we were going to crumble. I thought this stunk of a 3-3. And I was
Wolves
desperate.
missed their chance, didn't they, Ryan? They should have gone 3-3 and missed it.
Well, that was James Garner. He stepped up a little bit, left a bit of space in behind, and then they got a shot away, and then they had the rebound shot, and I thought, oh God, this is it. It's going to be 3-3. We're all going to be fuming. We're all going to be lamenting certain things. But why am I so big compared to you guys?
I don't know. You tell me.
We really need a central midfielder who is defensive orientated, who you can bring on in that last minute, who's a physical powerhouse, who can cover the ground, and he just blocks and he tackles and he gets rid of it. And I think right back is less glaring now, but I still think a right back, we need a first choice. We need the defensive physicality of Jake O'Brien, but we need a little bit more going forward.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, were you working or were you in Wolves hospitality? Just tell me, honestly.
He's having fun with it. Well,
he's got the saxophone pin on him. He was working.
Okay, so if Ryan doesn't want to answer it, let me redirect to the topic just before Chad came in. We were talking about the substitutions that Wolves made at about 64 minutes, and Everton had 2 substitutions that they had. They brought on Barry, and they brought on Eric Burnham. And outside of that, on a match like this, it really didn't seem like there was any substitutes that we would be satisfied with to shore up a tired Everton side. They brought on Coleman. Seamus Coleman, at this point in his career, was our choice to be assured in the back, right?
That was just a waste of time.
We didn't want Dibbling. Yeah, okay, fine. But we didn't choose McNeil. We didn't choose Dibbling. We didn't, who else do we have in the midfield? And maybe an Armstrong, but we don't have those, I think Ryan was saying, we don't have that assured midfielder at the very end of the match to tighten up after you've taken on Eric Burnham, right? So
we actually sold
that's where we need a little bit more depth.
We actually sold the guy we needed to Aston Villa, and he wasn't popular with a lot of Blues, but that's the exact profile of midfielder we needed for that last minute, because he covers the pitch and he tackles in every left foot or right foot. He was a brilliant tackler and he was physically strong. We don't need a midfielder to come in and be a pass master, I don't think, at the moment. Because you look at that 3 behind the striker, they look like Mikel Arteta, Pienaar, and Fellaini regen. They look like he's got his little midfielders that are mobile and creative and technical back. But we need someone who's going to come on, and if we get the goals, we need to shore up because it was far too shaky. We were so dominant today, and I didn't see any of the match, but we were so dominant today that all we needed was someone to come on and just shore it up for us. And I thought we were a lot. I mean, I definitely didn't see it, but we looked a lot weaker with the substitutions, and that's what made me a little bit nervous, potentially.
Yeah, and does Idrissa Gay have the legs now to consistently pull off the 90 minutes, or do we need Eric Burnham to come on? Yeah.
Idrissa Gay's been getting a little bit old for a couple of years now, anyway, and I don't want to. The thing is, I don't want to criticize him, and what he does, he still does well to the best of his abilities. But the trouble is, nobody is at their peak forever.
Yeah. You can't rely on a 36-year-old to play week in, week out.
What's an unreasonable expectation? Yeah. Well, I know Jan and I have done a lot of talking for about, 2.5 hours now. So was there anything in particular? I mean, I know Chad came on, talked about the positivity of Grealish and positive goal scoring and attacking play. Is there anything in particular, Ryan, that you want to talk to that you don't think we've probably mentioned
Well,
to date?
to be completely honest, I haven't seen any of the content today, and I'm really looking forward to listening to some of it back. Particularly, yeah, I'll probably listen to the watch along back in my earpiece. Definitely not today, but probably tomorrow. And I'm really intrigued to hear what Chad said on the post match at the start, so I'll listen back. But the goals that we scored today and the goals we scored against Brighton were of absolute class. Last season and the season before, the goals we scored were just waiting for a moment of brilliance that would come out of nowhere. We'd never look like scoring, and all of a sudden we might have nicked a goal. These were goals that look engineered. They are patterns of play. They are moves. They were really good goals, and that's what excites me. So going back David Moyes now in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, there must be some budget left over. We haven't spent that much compared to other clubs. We've spent 100, 120 million. We won't have put
It doesn't matter about compared to other clubs. It's about what we can afford to spend.
But
within PSR and what is given to us by the Friedkin Group.
The revenues of this club have gone so much bigger, and if we don't spend any more money, I'd be a little bit surprised. But can we also accept that if the window ends and we don't get a right back, then it does put a little damper on it, because I think we've had a very good window, or a good to very good window. If you put in a right back, you have an excellent window, and if you get the 6 and the right back, you've had a wonderful 10 out of 10 window potentially.
No, well, I think slightly differently. It's that yes, I wouldn't say it's been excellent or wonderful to that extent. It's been very good and surprising with some things. But I'd say that if we don't sign a right back, or we don't have a recognised right back, then it sort of undermines and undoes all the hard work we're doing across the rest of the pitch, demonstrably through today with the immobility of the back four, the lack of speed, the fact that we have to then compromise over who we're selecting, and
you don't want Michael.
Okay.
You don't want Michael Keane cross defending in the left channel. But yeah, what I'm saying is we've had a good to very good window. If we get a right back, we've had an excellent window. And if we get a central midfielder and a right back, we have had a fantastic window. Well, you could argue the centre forward position is a little bit of a raw signing in Barry. I'm not quite sure he's there yet, but yeah.
So oh, sorry, I was just going to ask Chad. Did your boys look up from their phone at all to what excited them if they happen to veer out of digital land?
Yeah, it's all the attacking play. I mean, it's the same things that excite all of us when we actually see Everton be progressive and dynamic and creative. It's something that we've been starved for. So yeah, I think that across all the demographics, that's kind of what we're all relieved to finally see. And Ryan, I agree with you. We have several loan slots still available, so I think we need another striker. Certainly, I think Kenny Tete would have been a great addition. So if we could at least find someone along that profile, yeah, there's still some work to do. But I'm sure we'll have it all covered here at Follow Everton, right, Ryan?
If I was in charge of the transfer budget, I know this gets a lot of stick. The type of players that I would say could take us from potentially now top 10, top 8, which I could see us being competitive for, to really qualifying for Europe and saying we're going to finish probably in the top 6 or 7 this season, would be Richarlison. Hear me out, because I think he's your third striker. You know he scores the goals. If he doesn't do the hold-up play, he will score goals for you, and he can play on the right if we need to have someone who can also offer an option on the right. He can also offer an option on the left. He can also play just off the striker. So he is the kind of the flexible forward that can play anywhere and will do a job well. And I would just say there's got to be some loan available. Obviously, we missed out on Douglas Luiz, who's gone to Nottingham Forest. I think that's disappointing, because I think he would have added a bit of an all-round game into that midfield, and he's defensively disciplined as well. But there's got to be some options. But I am a little bit baffled that we can't find a right back anywhere. I mean, it's not an expensive position. It's not like wide winger or number 10 or even central midfield or elite centre back. Fullbacks generally don't cost as much as any of the other positions. How are we not able to find someone? I mean, yeah,
so
mad. But I am impressed with what we have got. Dewsbury Hall looks like he doesn't stop running. I'm very, very impressed with him. Jack Grealish, we might as well pay the 50 million now and let him bed in and let him see his future at Everton. And well, obviously shouldn't.
Ryan, I just want to throw in there that flippantly throwing money around is exactly the kind of mentality that Friedkin and invigilators and is guiding policy at the moment. And it's foolish. And I don't know whether you're goading me into saying that, but it's literally the whole thing that we know we shouldn't be doing. So
only for the right player. I'm happy for us to overpay on the right player. You see what we've done? People said we overpaid on Grealish. The loan, we shouldn't have paid the wages. We've done it. Look what happens. Quality is permanent. Class is permanent. Quality. No, sorry, that's a really bad. But yeah, Chris, you look like you're about to stick pins in your eyes. You've been on the stream for 3 hours, so over to you. You want to decide what you want to do, but I'm made up with that. I really am, and I think let's get a couple more players in.
So, and Chad and I, as well as I think it'll be, is it yourself, Jan, and Mabsy going to be doing shows on Monday?
So, yourself and Chad are doing the early one. Jan and Mabsy are doing the late one, and I'm covering any breaking news in between.
Okay. So, what I was going to mention, I feel like, what is the deal with Veltman at Brighton? Because I've mentioned a few times where he would be a very cost-affordable stopgap right back. He isn't starting now. He's playing in cup matches with, UEFA now as their starting right back. That would be they seem to be willing to give away some of their, or like sell off some of their players. They sold off Buonanotte today, who's on the fringe of their squad. That seems like the kind of cost-affordable, sensible option that Everton should be looking at if he's available, right? Someone like that? Do you think?
You're asking three people. The person you need to ask is Corey.
Buzzer.
Corey watches every team. He knows every player.
But you guys remember Veltman? He's been there for years as a quite a steady right back for Brighton.
But this is such a nice little ace of a squad now.
He lost the position to Tariq Lamptey,
who's now
and
gone.
Then Lamptey got injured, so he came back. Meaning he's a steady, reliable Brighton.
I feel like you've got a really nice core of players, and that you can get to the point where if you sign the right back, you probably have an 11 with players you can interchange as well in those attacking positions, and then go next season. Okay, we finished, let's say, 9th. What do we need? Right, we didn't seem to do very well in central midfield. We get a top central midfielder. Left back, we replace Mikolenko, and then gradually we only need to get 2 or 3 a season, top players, and gradually build. We just got to find a way to get through this season, and they said,
but in truth, the position we've got to from where we were 18 months, 2 years ago. Look at this.
Amazing.
Thank God we've had Pickford. And we signed Branthwaite, and he could have quite easily gone elsewhere, United kind of after him, and O'Brien or things like that. O'Brien came so we've acquired O'Brien and Branthwaite in the sort of last 2 years. Mikolenko, we've got him. He's not lived up to it. Patterson, but okay, we've got Idrissa Gana-Gueye and James Garner who've been sort of mainstays. But Iliman and Dye, a new player. Beto, a new player. Barry, a new player. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, Grealish. We've got an entirely different team, mate.
I think
from the one that who have we got on the same pitch of that absolutely the abject performances before that surprising Just Stop Oil win against Newcastle? How many of the same players do we have?
Not sure, but Mikolenko, Keane, others,
Keane, Pickford, Mikolenko.
Yeah. Moyes' press conference calls out the work that they've done, and he makes it seem like this has got bigger summer than usual, but there's several holes in this squad. We still have to replace, Dwight McNeil is not long for Everton. There's still a hole on the right after Dibbling. Gana-Gueye, as we've already talked about, his age. Exactly. Coleman on the right. Tarkowski is not long for Everton. There are Mikolenko. We're going to have to go into January and then next summer with, again, 8 to 10 holes to fill yet again.
Yeah.
But that's logical. We can't do more than that in one window. We have to stagger it.
The right back spot is desperate. We lost Oromangala and Onana. We need a central midfielder. We haven't replaced them. We've replaced the other players, Lindstrom's and the Decorays, but we haven't replaced Mangala or what's his face. We haven't got the right back in. And then when you're settled like that, I think would probably be
at least top 10. You can start going, right, where can we add the real quality that maybe to step up? Mikolenko, you can step up. You know, someone will go, James Garner, you can step up. You know, that's how you build a team. But I am positive, but the squad is really thin. And defensively, I am a bit concerned that it is a snail's pace of a back four at the moment. Really slow defense, and I think if everyone could step up, because if we had fast defenders who could defend 1v1, everyone steps up a bit more. You know, we don't drop so deep, and then the midfield doesn't have to cover as much ground, and then the lack of legs in midfield don't get exposed as much. So yeah, it's exciting. I haven't got really much more to say. I didn't see Wolverhampton's second goal. So I'll be intrigued to watch that back, but I haven't heard, you know, good things about it.
Mikolenko was not watching his back post, and it was in a tricky spot where he's looking over his left shoulder. He was watching the cross come in, and he had too many things to do.
Lukaku,
and he got caught out.
I was just going to say, in answer to this, the kind of caliber of players that we have. When have we had that? A world-class gem or world-class, you know, Lukaku, Wayne Rooney. You know, it's not very often you actually get these players. Arteta had a touch of it, that just comparatively, and it was just because you had the players that played in those kind of roles for Spain that he never got selected.
But look at that front four now. You've got Dibbling and Ndiaye. Potentially, let's say they're on the right at the moment. Grealish and McNeil on the left. Alcaraz and Dewsbury Hall in the 10. Beto and Barry up front. I think you'll get someone in on loan up front. Really positive. I've got to go back to work, but do like and subscribe if you haven't. Chris, amazing work today. Thanks, Jan. Thanks, Chad. I'm looking forward to listening back to everything and buzzing that we've won a game again.
Have fun in hospitality.
Thank you. I'm just about to interview David Moyes. I'll make the request for the right back.
Could you ask him how he feels? Does he feel more successful as Everton manager now that he no longer has red hair?
Well, his winning percentage is better.
I believe that's Ryan gone.
Yeah, he's off. Yeah, I'm about done on my side. We've talked about the lack of pace in the back line. You either play high and get caught out by being able to press them up, or we play deep and compensate for our lack of legs, and we bring on the pressure like we did at the end. Outside of that, I'm so happy with how Grealish has been doing. 4 assists in 2 matches, in 2 Premier League matches now. We haven't. It's a breath of fresh air. Dewsbury Hall and Jai, the entire front line, is really exciting for me. And I think we're in good place. And people will say, yeah, we need a right back. But you know what? If I had to choose, I'd rather we have Grealish and not a right back than the other way around. So I think this is a win, even if we didn't sign a right back.
Yeah, because all you need to do, if you've got weakness in the defense, all you need to do is score more goals. But if you've got a strong defense and nothing to no means of scoring goals, then I'm playing.
Yeah. But I think, and if Moyes is getting publicly announcing on his conference call or whatever right now, or post-match, that he's annoyed with the defense, he'll find solutions, okay? But it's hard to find solutions for strikers that don't have it. We have strikers that have it and will manufacture defensive rigidity. I believe that.
Chris, how many do we have on right now?
265.
Well, let's tell those 265 people that you can catch us, 2 o'clock UK time tomorrow, 2 in the afternoon? Right. Chris and I will be doing a show.
My time, or like 4 hours, whatever the time is now, but subtract 4 hours.
Not confusing at all. We'll try to
time zones, man.
It is British summertime, 5 to 6 in the afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chris has been doing this for 3.5 hours, as have I. Chad has joined us, and before I could hear Chad's wonderful insights, and now Chris and I are starting to fall asleep, I think we got railroaded with humorous reflections on Wolverhampton's hospitality. But sorry, did you? Because I really wanted to know. You obviously watched it with full live American commentary. So sorry for that.
I think we had I think it was just the UK broadcast, to be honest. But Yeah, it was delightful. It's fun. It's always
Jim
great to get
Begland or someone. Yeah.
I don't know who the names were, but it was always great to get. It's always great to get an early goal. Just a lot of fun, a lot to look forward to. Well done, you Blues. That's amazing.
Thank you, Amanda.
So anyway, I was going to say, please tune in to Chris and myself tomorrow afternoon. We're going to recap the weekend. We're probably going to try to do something a little bit with that show going forward. We might take the audio and turn that into a separate podcast that you can get outside of YouTube or your social channels. So look for that. We're going to recap the weekend, talk about what the week has in store, and just get comments and questions from you as well. So please join us tomorrow afternoon. Chris, anything else that I'm missing?
I don't think so. We've got to figure out once we get the audio file what we do with it, but may well be the starting show for maybe there's a transfer that comes in by then. If not, we just do a recap of how excited we are on Everton, maybe some holes, but I think we're in a pretty good spot right now, so I'm pretty content. Maybe I got to sleep easy tonight or tomorrow morning, whatever the hell the time is now. But I'm pretty chuffed.
Yeah, just before we do go, if you're on tomorrow, you guys are doing, is it a transfer thingy Monday or?
Yeah, it'll be Monday.
We'll be talking about the latest rumors, but it's not a dedicated transfer show. I think it's going to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, because me and Mabsy will be doing
things happen, we'll talk about it.
And I'm sure you'll probably cover there's a certain football match that's happening tomorrow, and as we leave it, there is obviously a football match going on at the moment. Leeds are rather admirably, even without the might and firepower of Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front, holding Newcastle to 0-0. It's about 25 minutes in.
Exactly.
I don't know if we'll touch on those small clubs that are playing tomorrow, but we'll probably recap a lot of the other action.
We're the blue mafia, not the red ones. All right.
All right, Chris, go get. I love you guys too. Chris, go get some sleep. I'm gonna take off.
All right. Up the toffees, everyone.
Up the toffees.
Up the